vlog before final round. We are a little less than a week away from our travel dates. I leave on Thursday to fly to final round. I feel like I have tons and tons and tons of updates about last week. It was a crazy week of EXO Academy and everything else related. Well, Monday was a quiet day. Tuesday, we went to dumpling session. I ran a long set with a friend. And it's kind of interesting because I'm starting to see the new ed tools come out, and the feeling of growing as a player is creeping up. You know, I feel like I've improved as a player, but I'm still having to lose a lot to kind of understand and adapt, and now I'm adapting to a different skill level. I'm adapting to people who are significantly better than me, and it's kind of nice to see that. I get a lot of feedback from players that are better than me, and I did record some of that footage, and you know, I have that in the archive so I can watch it and see how it can improve. But I still have some nerves, like the nervousness and heebie-jeebies, and now even though it's playing against people I've seen, people that I know, I still somehow don't have like 150% confidence. You know, I'm building up, I'm getting close to that point, but I'm still a little scared, and I want to make sure that I clean up on that and continue to improve on that even into final round and even after. So that's kind of my current attitude about how locals have been going. You know, the first week was super hype. The second week was kind of like, that week got all frazzled up. And then this week, you know, once I attended dumpling session, it was like getting a feel for that and realizing that I want to play a lot. I want to play a lot more than I have, like even a lot more than I have been. And we're gonna try to go to localhost this week, which is the Wednesday before we leave for final round, and hopefully I can get some more games in before we leave for the tournament. The training session with Dominion last week was different. We didn't just go over, you know, Ed stuff. Our training session was matchups and how Ed deals with the quirky characters of the cast. So we covered how Ed deals with Blanca, Lara, Guile, Akuma, and Ibuki. Those were the choices, you know, that we had the time to spend on, but Dominion says these are characters that are, one, specifically troublesome, two, have really weird tools that are a little bit unconventional. Ed does have answers for them, but it's something that can be very annoying if you, as a Street Fighter player, don't know how to deal with these things. So Blanca, for example, Ed actually has a way to punish light Blanca Ball. Ed gets a V reversal and get a full punish. Oh, and I forgot, we also talked about Fang. Another very strange character, which Ed actually does very well against that. So Ed's Fireball doesn't clash with Fang's ground poison. It actually goes directly across it, like over it, which is good, which is very good for Ed. So we talked a little bit more about matchups. We talked about the tools that Ed has and how he can use them, you know, against those specific characters in the cast. But I also realized, even though he has the tools to do that, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of muscle memory and a lot of playing against that character a lot, which means I have to play a million more matches. I can't get used to doing it if I'm not seeing it a million times, right? It's about memorization, not only via muscle memory, getting my hands to do it, but seeing it on the screen and being able to react to that. So, you know, the quirky characters of the cast, luckily, most of them are pretty common. I feel like Guile in Season 4 is not as common because of, you know, a couple of nerfs here and there. We talked about how Sonic Boom recovery is 2 frames slower. Sonic Boom recovery, 2 frames slower?
2 more frames of recovery.
Okay, 2 more frames of recovery. I wasn't sure how I wanted to put that sentence. So Ed's V reversal is actually pretty good in that situation now if you know that Guile's gonna go Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. You can kind of V reversal in that situation because now it takes him 2 more frames to recover, whereas before he would do that and he would flash kick or do crazy stuff and get away with it. A lot of the quirky characters Ed has to fight are very common. Like, I feel like Ibuki, I know like 20 of you out there, Ibuki players. And speaking of Ibuki, like, I got to run sets with Toffee, UIU, Toffee. We ran 2 first to 5s and we had so much fun. She gave me some feedback and we, you know, I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, your Ibuki is so amazing. And we got to run real sets and I felt like I was playing a real game of Street Fighter. The difference between playing against her and playing in ranked is that, you know, you have another player on the other side who is like calculated, playing Street Fighter using frame traps, playing footsies, giving you real mix-ups, like a real situation to fight against. So I got to really put my tools to the test and focus a lot more. So I got to see V-skill combo come out using low forward into flicker, some of my frame traps worked, I got to apply new block string that Dominion taught me, and everything came out, you know, at least more than just a couple times. And the more I got to play, the more I got to really practice and commit to those. One important thing that Dominion had mentioned is that when you are going to do something, you know, pressing buttons and using tools, you have to go in and you have to be confident that it's gonna make contact. You're gonna have to be confident that it is going to hit your opponent. So fully charged up V-skill with Ed. Don't think that they're gonna block, just imagine in your head that they're just gonna get hit by it. You know, be confident in the decisions you make in Street Fighter V. So that was kind of nice to see when I was playing against Toffee. Streaming this week has just been amazing. More fun than I think any of the other weeks because my regulars, you know, a couple of regulars that have been coming into the stream, even before EXO Academy started, people started sending me battle lounge requests. Like, people wanted to have fun in the lounge and fight me on stream and run some sets with me after seeing all the work I've put in, and I really, really, really appreciate that. I mean, that in itself is like a very huge sense of community, right? It goes back to we're the FGC, we're a fighting game community, and the fact that people come into my stream and say, hey, I see you're training, like I would love to fight you, or I can ask people in the stream to run sets, and they're all about that. So I got to experience different kinds of players of all skill levels. That's really cool. I guess one of the announcements, of course, my new stream layout. I signed to Team Unbroken this week as a streamer and content creator. I'm super looking forward to that, and EXO Academy really opened up a new world, so I'm looking forward to working with the Unbroken guys. They are super awesome. I'll be hanging out with them at Final Round, so you'll be able to meet all of us, and I hope to bring some fun, you know, craziness to the table. I mean, I get to be my fun-loving Ed fangirl self on the stream as usual, but it kind of takes my stream to the next level. EXO Academy really, really helped me market myself and get myself out there and kind of promote the content I've already been creating, and Unbroken really liked what I was doing and felt like I aligned with their vision and mission as a team. So thank you, Persia and EXO Academy and all the supporters out there for that. So now I get to rep this new stream layout, and they put a nice little Ed in the corner, which is great. I love that, you know, me, myself, and I, like, everybody knows me as the, oh my gosh, it's Peachan, you know, the person who loves Ed. Like, I am an Ed fangirl, I know it. I didn't mean to be, it just all of a sudden happened, and I'm every Ed player's biggest fan. I support all of you, every single Ed player out there, whether you're just starting out using Ed, or you're a Grandmaster Ed, or you're from wherever country you're from, or whatever state you're from. I literally support every Ed player I can. And they support me, which is great, and it's a good feeling to have another small pocket of community within the community. Is it weird? Is it dweeby to feel that way? I feel like I've, you know, continued to feel that way throughout EXO Academy, and again, last week was a huge part of, like, I don't know, a huge part of just continuing to fire me up. I get really happy and excited about the community, whether it's like the whole FGC as a whole, or if it's like the little pockets of Ed, or it's, you know, all that stuff. Another big thing is that I got my case of Red Bull, so thank you for that. I chose tangerine flavor. Thank you, Red Bull Esports, and I'm super excited for that. I'm actually not a huge soda drinker, but this is actually very, very awesome, and I'm super proud of, you know, I'm super proud of that partnership. That's a great thing, and Red Bull Esports is great. They run amazing events, and I'm looking forward to kind of what they do in the future, so it's great that EXO Academy is partnered up with them. So congratulations, Persia, to all the work. Yesterday night was my special skills training with Core A Gaming. Gerald Lee himself, the myth, the man, the legend. And I don't know if you guys have ever viewed his contents. He does all kinds of stuff. I mean, he describes them as video essays. So he says his most popular video is the video about salt. So obviously we all love, you know, trash talk and salt in the FGC and all those like salty moments, but Some other important things he discusses are he feels like community, the video he has about community is a big part of how I feel about the FGC. So I think I had mentioned before, but content creation is something I showed interest in because I feel like I have so many emotional moments in fighting game community, sometimes in DDR as well, but I'm just a very emotive person. I have a lot of like thoughts about things and I get very excited. I'm always excited about everything that people are doing, but I do have opinions and I feel like I want to be able to capture those moments and share them with you guys. Mr. Lee talked to me about all the different things. I mean, there was so much. I could go on forever about that, and I think there are a couple big takeaways, and for him, the content he likes to make, or the what inspired him about, you know, all the different topics, like how he chooses content, is like, what do you talk to your friends about? Think about all the random conversations you've had with your friends in the FGC and how much fun and laughing and all the crazy hype moments of just random stuff, like all the things you enjoy with your friends in the FGC. That is great content. Coming from STEM and a science major in neuroscience, communicating ideas about neurons and axons and neurophysiology and psychopharmacology and neurobiology and all this vast stuff about neuroscience. I mean, people are freaked out when you say the word neuroscience. Oh my God, you must be a neurologist. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I do not cut into people's like craniums and do brain surgery. That's not what I do. I want to bring neuroscience to you and I want to make it cool for you, okay? So I want to be able to take those cool concepts of neuroscience that I read primary literature for, and I want to be able to bring it to you and make it interesting and fun to learn. So with the FGC content that I'm going to hopefully create, I want to do the same thing. You know, it's like bringing things that I feel, or bringing certain topics, you know, about the FGC and being able to explain it in a way that is relatable. I want to bring those ideas to the table, and I want you guys to kind of be able to capture that feeling, like my hypeness and my excitability and all that good stuff. And I think Exo Academy has kind of experienced that already. You guys have seen the bubbliness and it's not something I put on. I've been like this my whole life. Like, I literally could get excited about a delicious piece of candy, or my dog might do something so cute and I'm like, oh my God, look at how cute she's laying down. Like, I just geek out about those things because I'm a huge fan of everything. Well, not everything, but the things I like. And the FGC is a place where I feel a lot of emotions, and I know a lot of you guys do too. I think it's easy for me to give you guys that 1 minute burst of content on Twitter, and you can kind of see my emotional reaction about something, or I can get the point across. But I want to take that to the next level, and Corey Gaming gave me a lot of advice about how to think about that. He mentioned that even when he makes videos, like, he'll see the negative comments here and there, but you just have to remember that even the negative comments, for at least content creation, you know, you have to use that feedback. You have to use that information to your advantage. So instead of taking it and wallowing it and feeling sad and down, read that negative comment and see how you can make it better. For content creation specifically, I'm gonna look like an idiot if I didn't actually look at the comment. Maybe it was actually informative, trying to explain to me their reasoning for thinking how they think. So I have to kind of take the negativity and flip it around, and again, use it as information to make myself a little stronger as a person, and to make sure that I'm really, really, really thinking about the things I'm saying. You're reaching an audience, right? So if there's something wrong with my content that is bringing up the, you know, negative comments and whatnot, you need to think about that. You need to take that and turn it around. And I think that was a great piece of advice. I mean, it's hard to consolidate it all into just my vlog, because I feel like I have to stew over it and I still think about it, and it's something that was very empowering for me. And it takes it back to also media training with Amanda Stevens. The one thing is that when you are getting interviewed, for example, just remember that you have the power to control that. Like, if you don't feel comfortable, or if somebody's asking you a question about something, you are not obligated to respond to them, and that's important. So that's kind of a theme all throughout. I mean, content creation, media training, and I have brand marketing training with Mama Dow next week. I'm super stoked for that. She's amazing, and I very much look up to her. that was a lot. That was a lot of information for you guys to take in, but that's how I felt about last week. I signed a contract with a sponsor. I had training with Core A Gaming. I still went to a local session. I've still been doing training with Dominion, and also Dominion and I did play it first to 10, and the score was 10-4. It was still him, but it was 10-4. I didn't get completely plowed through, and he's starting to notice all the tools come out. But he's also making a comeback himself. He's heating back up, and I'm getting hit with some really crazy Ed things. And for all the folks that still thinks Ed is trash, you are entitled to your opinion. He is underestimated, and I think when people disrespect a character like Ed and think he's just trash tier, they lose, because he's got frame traps, he's got Oki, he's kind of linear, which makes him kind of suck, but he's got some cool stuff. And I hope that I've inspired some people to pick up Ed, or I've inspired some of the other Ed players to work a little harder and see all the cool stuff you can do. All I have to say is thank you. Thank you to all you guys who have supported Exo Academy and the initiative that Persia started. Thank you for supporting me and Romanova. We're very excited for the final round next week. I'm still nervous as ever. CPT is very stacked. The brackets are posted. I took a peek, but for the most part, I'm going to approach it just like I do any other major. The first match is the first match. Doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter how good they are. I'm still going to be approaching it the same way I always do. And now I have a whole lineup of things. I've got Dominion's confidence behind me. I've got the support of all of you out there. And remember, cool, calm, and collected. That's what I said I wanted to do final rounds. And don't forget to introduce yourselves to me. I feel like there's so many people I want to meet and so many people I haven't put like a face to yet. So high fives and hugs and candy for most of you that I meet until my candy runs out. I'm very much looking forward to meeting all of you and seeing the progress that Romanov and I have both made. Even if I hate to say this because I feel very good about next week, but even if I go 0-2, look at how far I've come since week 1. I couldn't consistently low forward into Flicker. I couldn't consistently do V-skill combo. I had very little meaty setups. Like I had all these things, and now all of a sudden I'm much more dangerous in the battlefield. Like I go and play matches and people are getting hit by these things. Then they're just like, what is this? You're a new person, you're a new player, you're a new Street Fighter player, and you're still just gonna keep growing from here. So I'm gonna play a lot of Street Fighter. I'm gonna play Street Fighter with every possible person who wants to play. So remember, come play Street Fighter with me and Ed at Final Rounds, and I'm very much looking forward to meeting everybody, and Exo Academy for me is finishing up with this week. So I look forward to where Exo Academy goes. Shoutouts to all the women of the FGC. I'm looking forward to the progress you guys make, and just the whole FGC in general. All of you guys. You put in so much work, and I'm proud of you and the progress that you're making. That's it. Whether you're doing content creation, or playing fighting games, or cosplaying, or just being a member of the community and traveling, you are part of the community, and that makes me proud. I'm proud to be part of that. So keep on doing that, and we're gonna do it together, and we're gonna be awesome. So wish me luck at final rounds. Yay!